Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be one of the day in the lifestyle videos going to my baby in the NICU. Madeline is now 10 weeks old. She's 38 weeks gestation. For those of you who don't know me, I had severe preeclampsia at 27 weeks gestation and I have 2 older children. So it's been quite a whirlwind trying to just get through it all. Today is a big day because she is hopefully going to be going down to a slow flow cannula. I got ready for the day, which I don't usually do. I just had a self-care Sunday, did a face mask, decided to put on makeup for a change, and it feels so good because I'm usually barefaced, hair in a messy bun, just trying to get through life. But daddy's in with the kids, if anyone's wondering. Today I decided to go into the NICU a little bit later and just give myself some time to prepare for the baby. Everything is messy. My life is messy right now. But over here, these are baby shower gifts that people gave me, so we're all ready for her diaper wise, and little things like diaper cream, shampoo, that kind of a thing in here. So my mom is staying with us right now taking care of my kids when I go see Madeline, which is a huge blessing. So I don't really have a room for her right now, but I am going to be getting a dresser at IKEA tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have somewhere to put her clothes, which I just washed and put here.
Is this kombucha?
Yes, it's kombucha. So I pulled out all the clothes I saved from Chloe just to see what I had and what I needed more of. This is the newborn size, which she is not even in yet. She's still in preemie clothes. Then I have all these 3 months, 6 months, and then 6 to 12 months back there.
Baby Madeline is small. A little bit tiny small.
Have you ever met her?
No.
Have to wait until she comes home for you to meet her, huh? So I'm at the hospital now. I got here right at 3 o'clock, which is when she eats. So I didn't have time to film. I just had to immediately start feeding her, and she did amazing. She took 34 mil, which she's at 47 mil right now, so roughly 75% of her feeding, which is great. Every 24 hours she needs to be at 75 to 80% by mouth, and then they'll pull the tube out and we'll be that much closer to getting home, so that's great. Today she hit 6 pounds, and also the biggest thing is she is on low flow now, which is amazing. After her feeding, she just breastfed like a champ. It was great, but then she was like in this really cute content mood, and I just FaceTimed my grandma and her grandma. It was just so cute because she was so wide awake. And these are not the hospital clothes and swaddling blankets. I actually brought them in. I just decided I didn't want to wait anymore because for one thing, she might grow out of all the preemie clothes that I had waiting for her. So I just asked if she was old enough to dress her when she was roughly like 34 weeks. She's like 38 weeks now, and it's actually been something really fun for me to just see her in different outfits every day, because she was always just kind of in a diaper and like hospital gear, and just bringing the stuff from home has made it, I think, just easier. It's just been fun to like kind of just move in, have her baby stuff here. I mean, it's not been easy, but it just kind of made it a little bit more fun. So I have all of her like footed pajamas and gownies and burp cloths, my own burp cloths, my own swaddle blankets here. These are just IKEA boxes, and then I also brought in my own nursing pillows, so I don't have to use the hospital thing, because the hospital one was like made out of that fabric, same as the pillow. And like I said, since I'm here for so long, it just is nice to have my own things around me, you know, just kind of make it as homey as possible. So I brought this book into the hospital today to see if she would even look at it. I mean, she's only 38 weeks gestation, so I didn't know if she would like it yet, but she loved it. It's upside down. She stared at all these pictures for a while. I had this for both of my other kids, and it was just something fun to like turn pages, and even though she's so little, she really was into it. Now I'm just gonna wash my pump parts, and before I know it, it's gonna be time to feed her again. So yesterday when I came in, I found this care package. It had this book along with it, which is really cute looking. But when I opened it, it says we care because we've been there. NICU Families Northwest in this area. And I thought it would be something for the baby, but it is something for me. And I was just really touched. It was really sweet to get something like this. But all the things that are like, wow, there's so much thought put into this, because like snacks are like really important to me right now. Emergency, a hands-free tip, which I never would have thought of this, but this is a great idea to make any bra a pumping bra, which is really cool that I never would have thought of. It looks like there's a journal under there, some gum, some lotion. Like these are all things that I will definitely be using in here, which is so nice because definitely sometimes I don't want to wash my hands every second, and from washing pump parts over and over again, you need some hand sanitizer or some lotion. I mean, for any mom that would be just really great, but it was really especially special for just someone that I don't even know to just leave it here for me. So as I'm just sitting here eating all that chocolate from the care package, the thought occurred to me that I might seem like I'm doing too well, and I wanted to point out that I've been here for 3 months. I mean, at first it was traumatic to like have like the birth experience that I did and not know what to expect, but I have processed everything. So there are times where I still have to process everything, and it just hits me like a huge wave. How am I still floating? And I'm so busy with my other kids that it really does help. And also we're very close to the other side of everything. Our baby's the size of like a full-term baby. She's doing well. She's weaning off of oxygen, and we have light at the end of the tunnel right now, but it wasn't always that way. I mean, I've gone through my share just feeling like, why me, or when is this gonna end, just not knowing when. Every day in the beginning brought new worries, new trauma even, just not knowing how things were gonna end up. And I have spent hours processing everything. I have spent hours pouring my heart out to God because of how much I've gone through. Everyone's birth can be difficult or traumatic in some ways, but the whole traumatic birth NICU experience is a whole nother level. Once you've been in the NICU, no one else can relate except for someone else who's been there. And the thing that I find the most encouraging is that a lot of people have already been there and they turned out okay, and so will you. I think that's a really important thing to reach out to people that have been in the NICU, and because they're really the only people who can relate to you. And I've been really blessed to be surrounded by friends who have had that experience, and now going through it myself, I wish I would have known or listened, asked how they were doing, asked for their story, so that I could have done so much more. I mean, now that I have experienced all of this, I know exactly how I'll help and support another mom in the NICU. I just didn't know, and I wish I would have known so I could have been there for others. And now I will be. I just wanted to let you know that even though I seem happy and very lighthearted, which I am now, that there have been just so many emotions, like complex emotions that I've had to deal with and process and work through and just feel it all, and that's okay. So if you're experiencing that, that is normal, that is part of the journey, and it's okay to be struggling, going through a difficult season, but also praising God and being so thankful that your child is here, your child is alive. There's so many worse things that could have happened, but that shouldn't discount the fact that what you're going through is difficult as well, and it's okay to acknowledge that. Acknowledge the pain, the suffering, the trauma that you've gone through. So my dinner just arrived. I'm actually really lucky because this hospital makes such great food. So this is their salmon salad with some Asian sesame ginger dressing, which is really tasty. It has like mandarin oranges, cilantro, Asian cabbage, carrots, and slivered almonds, and it's really, really yummy. It is 6 o'clock, Miss Madeline. So unfortunately she has to eat every 3 hours. So I'm gonna have to wake her up by changing her diaper. I really love this onesie on her. I think it's by Carter's, but it's from Amazon. This is a preemie footed pajama. The nurses seem to really like this one versus like the Gownie or the onesies. This one's awesome because it has a zipper, a two-way zipper, so they can put her hook up. Aw, shh, honey. They can disconnect them and then have them through the bottom because there's a zipper here and a zipper up there, which is great. And also the snaps are really good for preemie babies, NICU babies, which I don't usually like the snaps, but it just works because of all the gadgets that they have down here. And then this one is so cute because it's llamas and cute llama feet. Her foot is not even in there. Oh, don't cry. So I just finished feeding the baby and pumping. It's 7 p.m. so I'm gonna head home now. But I'm gonna say goodbye to Madeline now, and it is really hard to say goodbye to her. But when she's home, I'm going to wear her every day, all the time. Anyways, so really quick, I'm just gonna pray for her. I do that before I leave every time. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee, and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Good night, sweet cupcake. We'll see you tomorrow. So someday, Daniel's gonna pull our car up right there, and we're going to leave the hospital together. I cannot wait. The first time I walked out of the hospital without a baby in my arms, and that was really difficult. Everything this time around is different. It's really different. And I can find myself grieving the difference. I missed out on walking out with my husband and my baby, and I walked out of those doors alone. That was not when I was leaving the hospital with my baby. We will have that moment. It's just gonna be different. So it's gonna be a big deal when we walk out of the hospital all together. It's just not when she was born, it's when she gets discharged. And then also with breastfeeding, Madeline will always take like maybe 14 mil, which is like 14 to 20, which is like 25% of her her needed volume to keep growing, gaining weight. And then she has to be garbaged the rest, which is feeding her through the tube. Yesterday, the nurse said, you know, if you feed her by the bottle, you'll probably be able to leave earlier. Because you've been here a long time, I'd love to see you be able to go home and be together with your family. And like, I completely saw her point, and it kind of hurt because I want to breastfeed, like that's the plan. And so I was kind of sad about that. And then today the nurse practitioner, they talked, and the nurse practitioner said, you know, she's still on oxygen, just let's not rush it, just keep trying to breastfeed, and then when she's weaning off of oxygen, then, you know, we'll start trying to get her home. So that's nice, but I'm really happy with how she did today. So I just found myself kind of sad yesterday about how different our breastfeeding story is this time around, because she just doesn't have the energy to actually complete a feed. It can just make you so sad and grieve that loss. You can't think of it as a loss, you have to think of it as different. This is nothing like having a full-term baby, and my celebration when she comes home is just a different time. We're just gonna have it at a different time, and my journey with breastfeeding is gonna be different, but it's gonna be good and sweet. I'm kind of a bundle of emotions today. I have a burp cloth I'm gonna wipe my tears on. So I just wanted to share that because that is something I'm kind of struggling with right now and kind of learning how to accept and also still find joy in it, because it's gonna be a monumental celebration when we go home. It's gonna be that much sweeter and better because of the hardship that we've been through, because of the journey that we've been through. And I already told my husband that he needs to plan to take his maternity leave when we get home, and he needs to plan to make that day our huge celebration. I've communicated exactly what I want so that he knows. He can't read my mind. I'm communicating every detail. I told him that we're gonna dress up that day, we're gonna walk out of the hospital together, and we're going to take a picture of our family together that day. And that night I want to have a celebration dinner. I am so long-winded today that I ran out of space on this memory card. That night we're gonna have our celebratory dinner with the sparkling cider in champagne goblets. That is the day. Anyways, talking about it really does help. I think I mentioned before that I've been meeting with a lady from church who also had a NICU baby. That's been really good. And to recognize, like, okay, I'm having a low day. Like, it happens to me every few weeks, which was yesterday, but that's, you know, that'll pass. For me, it does pass. I have a pretty good mental health throughout all of this, which I am so thankful, because I've heard that your risk for postpartum depression skyrockets if you leave the hospital without your baby. Oh my goodness, just being in the Word. I've had a hard time being able to read my Bible, but I dwell on verses of scripture all the time, and I listen to worship music all the time, and that directs my eyes upward, and that fills my soul, and that keeps me going, that gives me endurance. So anyways, I'm gonna drive home now so I can see my other two kids. I'm still on my way home, and I got stopped by a train, so this could take a while. You know how there are those moments where God really lets you know that He is watching you and He has you in His hands. I've had so many experiences like that throughout this journey that it's been amazing, and just undeniably God, His thoughts are on me. Just that His heart is so tender towards me. He's been filling every need before we even know that we need it. And just as I turned off the camera the last clip, I had another one of those moments where the song Oceans by Hillsong came on, and that was one that it just took me right back to one of the moments when I was sitting in the hospital. I was still pregnant with Madeline, and I had severe preeclampsia, and just not knowing how the baby was gonna do, how I was gonna do, but just waiting for something bad to happen. And that song was one that just filled me with so much trust and faith and strength, and it just came on, and it just brought it all back and all back around to, like, that God has brought us through all of that, and then we're on the side. Like, we've been through the fire, we've been through a deep ocean, but we have not burned and we have not drowned, and that is all because of God. As I was driving home, it was a beautiful sunset, and it was just another one of those moments where you're like, wow, God, you're so good. Thank you for having me in the palm of your hand. And this train is taking forever. And now it's stopping.
Hi, guys.
Hi, I love you too.
You're supposed to.
I do not have a snack for you, sorry.
You have one snack.
I do not have one snack.
Maybe 2 snacks.
Well, let's see what Marky does. Marky, I'm home.
I just saw you.
I want a hug.
I want something.
Okay, so the kids are in bed, but they are not going to sleep. But anyways, it is 9:30 and I am exhausted. I got home about 7:30. So I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment down below, especially if you're a NICU mom. I'd love to connect with you. So make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye everyone. So the reason I'm here at the RV first is because I had to drop off the clean laundry, because today is the day that we're giving the RV back, which it's been an incredible blessing to have for the last 2 months, somewhere to just have as a, you know, place to kind of just have a home away from home, to be close to Madeline. So we are just so grateful to Mike and Barbara for loaning this to us. Just washed all the bed linens, and then last night Daniel and I were here until like 11 just cleaning everything because we wanted to leave it nice and spotless. We really are just truly grateful for the time we had here, and we wanted to find some way to thank them. So I put together this little thank you basket, which really doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't do justice for how big of a gift it was to let us use this for so long. But I did put together some snacks, because the reason they need this RV back is because they're going on a road trip. So I put together a basket of road trip snacks and some water, and then a Starbucks card. So I'm gonna walk out of here for the last time, which I have lots of mixed emotions. Like, it just feels like a chapter is closing on her life, which is good. And she's in a new room because she's moving right along. You guys haven't seen her since she's been off of CPAP, but I want to show you guys today. And we're also starting breastfeeding, and she's doing great at it. I just can't get over like how much of like a moment it feels to be walking out of here for the last time. Okay, now I'm gonna leave the keys for Mike at the front desk, because he's not, no one's allowed in the NICU. Goodbye RV, you've been really good to us. So I just walked in to this little view here. This little scene going on here. This is new. She's never been in anything like this before. She probably woke up early for her lunch, and they're trying to hold her off for me, which I'm like half an hour early too. What's wrong, baby girl? As you can see, she looks really puffy and red right now because she's upset, but she doesn't have the CPAP, which is awesome. It's so wonderful. Okay, I got her passy back and she's happy again. As you can tell, we have a window in our room, and it's because they want her to get used to night and day now, because she is 30. Is she? Oh, she'll be 37 weeks, I think, on Thursday. So this get up is all hers. Her bed, which she's now in a, I don't know, some sort of crib now. And then apparently now she can be in that thing too. This room is a lot smaller, but it has its own restroom, which is really beautiful. I'll show you. So it's worth it. I love having a bathroom in here. I was pretty surprised with this bathroom because it looks a lot more like a hotel bathroom to me than a hospital bathroom. She is a passy girl, and she's nursing like a champ too. There you go. There you go. I bet you're getting hungry, aren't you? Oh, and she has really goopy eyes. I'm gonna see if some breast milk on it will help. I cannot tell you guys how much of a difference it makes to see her face. She always was a baby, but now she feels like a baby, like a real baby, just because you can actually see her face, her head. She's 5 pounds now. She's 2 months now, but she's obviously the size and gestation age of a newborn. It's just so wonderful, like how far she's come. I just can't believe it. I'm in awe, and it feels so weird because it's like finally here. I'm gonna start breastfeeding this little lady. And hi, come in, because she's getting hungry. So someone is all tired out after feeding. I'm trying to be here like all day so that I can try to feed her myself, you know, breastfeed all those daytime feedings. So now I'm just gonna snuggle with my baby for the next little while. Might turn on the Royal Recipes season that I've been watching. I mentioned last time. It's really fun. If you haven't checked it out, I think you'd like it. It's just one of those fun ones that encourages you to want to bake, but honestly I just don't have time for baking right now. I have not cooked a meal or baked food. Snuggle this girl. It smells so good. Well, I looked out the window earlier and noticed the RV was gone, so it means that Mike came and got it. And just a few minutes ago I got a message from Daniel on my phone from Mike. He said, "You guys left the trailer spotless. Thank you so much for the thoughtful gift basket. You guys are too much." So I'm really glad they liked it. And my husband said the basket was the least we could do. Safe travels this month. And this little munchkin is the cutest little sleeping munchkin. Oh, she's not sleeping. But oh my goodness, how darling is she. And guys, I cannot tell you how much I love having a window. This is a pear and blue cheese salad with some grilled chicken. And over there is the huckleberry vinaigrette, and it is so delicious. So the salad is red leaf lettuce, blue cheese, candied hazelnuts, which makes it Pacific Northwest, and some sliced pears, and then the huckleberry vinaigrette, which is so good.